Yo guys, what's going on? Got some more EX1 gameplay for you guys. My opponent on the right is playing D-Brigade, a really fun kind of both security control and rookie rush deck. Incorporates elements of both of those into the strategy, and it just has a really good matchup against a lot of the meta decks. So really cool stuff. We're going to see the Commandramon Digivolved, and then the Izzy played, allowing my opponent to stack the deck in any order he so chooses. So the D-Brigades revolve around the Commandramons. Some of them have the blocker effect. There's a 2-drop one, big attack Commandramon, as well as the floater Commandramon, which is most likely the best one, allowing you to go into the other Commandramons, setting up for your boss monster, the Darkdramon, a 11,000 level 6 with Rush. I am playing Tribal over on the left. And then we're going to see Metal Greymon Digivolved for a cost of 3, passing turn over to my opponent. So now I've got the Metal Greymon on top of the Agumon Greymon stack, and then Metal Greymon also allows me to delete something with 4,000 or lower whenever I do attack a player. So that is super nice against the Commandramon deck, because now I can go ahead and attack security. A lot of his guys are not, super big in security, so I don't really have to worry about that. Going to delete the Commandramon, reveal top 3, don't get any targets there, but then I do get to play a tie off of the Greymon effect, putting me to that free +1 memory and draw every time one of my Agumons or Greymons comes out of the breeding area. Then we're going to hit into the Geo Greymon security, which is pretty good for my opponent, but he doesn't get to delete anything, which is nice for me. Then we're going to just pass the turn by playing the Cordramon, protecting my Geo Greymon from any shenanigans that might be going on here. I know the Seals Dramon is 6,000, but it gets the +1k from the Missymon during my opponent's turn, so if he did really want to threaten the Metal Greymon, he would just crash, but instead we're just going to see the Iron Fisted Onslaught thrown down, deleting the Metal Greymon regardless. Going to hatch the Koromon in the breeding area, digivolving into the promo Agumon there, which is of course good in Agumon, but is just even more good in a pure Greymon tribal deck. Then we're going to see the Metal Greymon as well as the War Greymon with the Blitz digivolve for a cost of 4, allowing me to attack security War Greymon, then lets me delete a blocker if I do have a Tamer in place. So deleting the Seals Dramon and then running into the Chumon in security, just such a great play off of one card. You get so much value. Not only do you get to blitz, but you also get to delete a Digimon. Then we're going to see the opponent bring out the Commandramon, run into security. Pagumon will then trigger, allowing him to reveal the top card of the deck. Dracomon, the one that lets you search any Drummon, I think it's just Drummon cards, but so it basically searches the whole deck, not only like your Dark Drummon, but also your Commandramon, Magna Drummon as well if you're playing that. Then we're going to see the Dark Drummon dropped down for a cost of 5, I believe, because my opponent does have a couple of D-Brigades. Yep, so we got 4 D-Brigades in trash, so going to play Dark Drummon in 5 for a cost of 5, leaving me to 2, but then I'm going to bring out the Agumon, gain a memory, and draw a card off of the TIE Tamer. So Darkdramon is safe for the time being. We're then going to attack into the suspended Digimon there. However, I do hit a Dark War because War Greymon does get piercing from the Metal Greymon, which is really good for me, but it did end up popping the Agumon. Then we're just going to end things off with an Agumon grabbing both the Omnimon as well as the Metal Greymon there. So +2 is always welcome in Tribal. I swear I always get the +2 off of the BT5 Agumon there, and then just going to Digivolve into the Cordramon, leaving my opponent with 3 memory because of course the Izzy. So I, luckily am drawing into the blockers as well, so it's a really nice follow-up play, being able to protect my Digimon, because in an instance like this, where he goes Zwart Defeat and threatens to delete my War Greymon, I can block with the Cordramon. I am going to lose the tie though, because of the Zwart Defeat on Digivolve effect, and then going to protect the War Greymon through the Cordramon. But it's possible that he had Iron Fisted or something like that, in which case would have been really nasty, but I do have the War Greymon going into this next turn, which is great, because you guys saw I did add the Omnimon. So then we're going to hatch the Koromon, Digivolve into the promo Agumon. I've got the swing from the War Greymon. If I want to get really greedy, I could attack security with the War Greymon, and then go into Omnimon, which is exactly what I'm going to do, not fearing anything. Going to run into the Commandramon there, and then afterwards we're going to Digivolve into Omnimon here for a cost of 4. Omnimon has the on Digivolve effect where you can unsuspend him, and then he's got Blitz, so then I can attack into either my opponent's security or into the Zwart Defeat. I'm going to choose Zwart Defeat, and the Zwart Defeat's effect will trigger deleting the Omnimon, but then I can detach a material, a level 6 material, from Omnimon to prevent his deletion. So being able to clear the Zwart Defeat is pretty big because that is a really annoying Digimon to deal with, and then of course it does protect me from lethal this turn. So then we've got the Omnimon established. If he does have an Iron Fisted or something, that's okay because he will give me quite a lot of memory, but now we're just staring down a couple of Commandramons here on my opponent's side of the field, and we're going to see another Commandramon, the floater one, played for a cost of 3, but if he has no way of getting rid of my Omnimon, I will threaten him. However, now he's got 2 blockers on the field, so we're going to unsuspend the Omnimon, start with 4 memory, so I can't carelessly just start attacking because the Agumon will crash into one of the Commandramons. He's got 2 blocks and 1 security left, so I am shy a couple of damage from being able to close out this game. I can bring out the Agumon and potentially go into like a block or something to prevent me from losing, or I can go even more aggro, Digivolve into the Greymon for a cost of 2, going to swing with the Omnimon into security. Last security card is going to go through. I'm going to attack with the Greymon for a DP of 4,000. He is forced to block here, so one of the Commandramons will block. He will block with the one with the Pagumon effect so that he can then trigger, adding the Commandramon to the hand. And just like that, we are down to 0 security on my opponent's side of the field. He's got 3 Digimon in play. I am scared of a Darkdramon because if he does have that, he has lethal for sure. So not sure if I have any way of really getting rid of, the rest of his Digimon, but it's possible I've got a Cordramon or something in my hand. Oh, nope, we're just going to see the EX1 Greymon played for a cost of 5. I do apologize for the glare, by the way. I do apologize. That is a little bit hard to see, but we're going to go into, the next turn, and then my opponent is going to swing with the Commandramon, and I do apologize. I guess I thought I had 2 security left, but it looks like I had 3. So he swung into the security with the Agunimon, or into the Agunimon, and then going to reveal the top 3, and then off of the Cordramon or the Commandramon's effect, letting him float into something. Then we're going to see the Steelsdramon Digivolve for 2. So he does have lethal if he's got the Darkdramon, or at least he did before he evolved into Steelsdramon, because now he can't actually play the Darkdramon. Darkdramon does require you to have the full 13 memory before you play him, and then he will gain back the memory off of his effect. But it can be stopped with stuff like Gazimon. So we're going to see a Geo Greymon played, which was a really nice play, especially because Greymon, unfortunately, is a 4,000 Digimon despite being a level 4 card, so he is able to be deleted by the Geo Greymon. But Metal Greymon coming in clutch here, I'm able to just attack security, delete the Commandramon off of his effect, and then attack into the Omnimon, attack with the Omnimon for game. So that's really, really nice, being able to clear a blocker off of that effect is quite crazy. My opponent is going to start the next game with the Commandramon and breeding, and then the second Commandramon out onto the field. I'm going to go ahead and hatch my Demi-Miramon, unfortunately, which is like the one-of egg, right? I would like to see Koromon, but that's okay. We're going to see Agumon, and then the EX1 Greymon. I do have the Marcus in my hand, so I'm going to play that as well. Unfortunately, the Greymon cannot play Marcus from the hand because it has to be a level... Well, actually, I think it has to specify tie, but it also has to be 3 cost or lower, so you can't really get the Memory Tamers out on the field for free, really only the BT6 tie. And then we're going to see Izzy played for 4, revealing the top 3 cards of the deck. They are all black, which is fortunate for my opponent, and then the Darkdramon will go in the middle there, Tankmon on top, I believe. Ultimate Flare is a little bit scary because it can be a board wipe, depending on how I play, but since I do know it's coming, I'll be sure to try to play around it. So I guess Tankmon is going to go on top instead, and then Shumon is going to be played for 3. He would have gained the memory there, but it doesn't matter regardless. I would have started at 3 memory because of the Marcus. So the Chumon is going to come down. Or actually, we're just going to pass turn and not play the Chumon. That's an interesting decision. I guess he's fearing the Metal Greymon once again. That is quite the powerful card against the D-Brigade deck. But Chumon also doesn't really do anything unless I'm playing like red memory boost, which we didn't see last game, but I'm pretty sure I'm playing in this list, or something like Gravity Crush, you know. So we're going to go into Metal Greymon Alterius mode. Alterius mode, unfortunately, does not delete the Commandramon on the Digivolve, but it can just swing over. So Alterius mode, another one of those really good cards, especially in combination with the EX1 Metal Greymon. So I'm just going to swing over that, and then he's going to get the Pagumon and Commandramon's effects. And then I'm going to play the red memory boost, so the Chumon would have been kind of nice there, but my opponent decided to not play. So then we're just going to grab the Metal Greymon, which is, again, a very, very valuable card, especially against not only just the Commandramon deck, but of course against like Agubond, Gabubond, lots of decks with just rookies running around. So being able to clear them and saving yourself a security check is really, really important in this format. Then we're going to see the Dracomon played for a cost of 3, revealing the top 3, adding any one of those Commandramons to the hand. We also see Hagurumon, which is another one of those really good consistency card that's the deck got in EX1. Hagurumon says on play, you get to ditch a Cyborg Digimon from your hand, Cyborg or Machine, I believe, and then draw 2 cards. But all of the D-Brigade cards are cyborgs as well, so then it basically works with that, because you can just ditch them, set up for your Darkdramon, simultaneously draw cards, and then just recycle them with your Darkdramon. So then we're going to see the Tankdramon, you know, Digivolved, and I'm going to start with my 3 memory. I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve into the Agumon there. I can swing with the Alterius mode. That would not be a terrible move, especially because then I can gain a memory off of Marcus or something. I do think my hand was a little bit awkward at the time. You see the Nokia in the hand there, got a Gaia Force, not really doing anything. I can also Digivolve into the either one of the War Greymons there, so we're going to go ahead into the Blitz War Greymon, attack into security. He is plus like a bunch of DP because of the Alterius mode, as well as the Demimeramon, and then I think the Agumon as well gives him plus 2,000, so he's like 17k right now. No Greymon trigger, but I will trigger the Marcus to gain a memory, go back to 0, so not only do I get the swing, but then I also just go back to 0, effectively making the War Greymon a 3 cost. And then we're going to say Nokia played for 3 after that, and playing an Agumon from my hand for free, which is going to be switch out for the promo Agumon. Actually, this one's better in most scenarios. Unfortunately, didn't get the Searcher Agumon. That's really the only one you want to see playing off a Nokia, but the other ones, like, just to get another body on board, like, it's fine. We're going to see the Metal Greymon hit in security, and then Iron Fisted putting that on the bottom, unfortunately, because Pagumon does only add the Black Digimon. Dracomon is going to swing into security, hitting into the Omnimon. Hagurumon's going to be played, and then, like I said before, you get to ditch any one of your D-Brigades, any one of your Cyborg / Machine Digimon, and then draw 2 cards off of that. And do we have a loaded trash here? We've got a couple of Commandramons for sure, so we won't see the Darkdramon this turn, but it is possible that he will set up for it for the following turn. And then, of course, you guys already know Zwart Defeat is a really nice follow-up to that as well. We see the Iron Fisted thrown down for a cost of 8, getting rid of the War Greymon, which is definitely something that you can't let that guy stay on field too long, being able to have a Digimon with that amount of DP. And then, of course, he is fearing the Omnimon coming down as well, in which case Iron Fisted really doesn't do anything against Omnimon, since you can just protect yourself. But starting me with 8 memory is really nice, because since I'm playing a traditional evolution deck, I can just build all the way up into most likely a level 5 or level 6, provided I've got the cards. But my hand is full of level 5s and 6s there, so we're just going to start by playing the Metal Greymon for a cost of 7, going down to 1, which is still a really good card in this matchup. And then giving your Dragonkin's Piercing is also really crazy, by the way. You can, like, attack with the BT1 War Greymon. It doesn't check security cards. It, you know, has security attack +1, and then you get Piercing on top of that. Like, okay, now we're cooking. So then we're going to pass turn, not playing anything. Then my opponent is going to Digivolve into the 5,000 Commandramon, which is 6k, with the Missimon, which is quite significant. That's like really, really big for just a level 3 that you evolved for 0, right? So then we're going to swing into the security with the Hagurumon, playing a tie. So I've got all 3 of my Tamers on field right now, which is really great for me, because next turn I will be able to go off, provided he doesn't get rid of the Metal Greymon. We're going to see the Geo Greymon come down, deleting the Agumon, which is really nice, and then passing turn with that. I'm going to start with 3 memory, Digivolving into the Agumon here. Unfortunately, unfortunately, don't think I've got the Omnimon or the Agunimon to close out game. I might have the Agunimon, but I definitely don't have the Omnimon. And then we're going to see the War Greymon Digivolve for 3 effect triggers, giving him security attack +1 for this turn. So he will check 2 cards. He's got piercing, so I'm going to attack the Hagurumon and then check 2 security cards. Also reduces cost by 1 with Nokia, and then suspend Marcus to gain a memory is pretty important there as well. Going to run into the Iron Fisted as well as a Commandramon. Iron Fisted does not trigger because of War Greymon's main effect, putting my opponent down to 1 security. And then finally I'm going to end things off by playing the Cordramon, passing turn to my opponent. So unless he's got the Dark Dramon here, I am safe from losing this game because my opponent's got 2 swings, I've got 1 blocker, and then 1 security card left. So he would have to like attack, I block, attack with the last one, hit the last security, and then Dark Dramon for a game. But doesn't look like he has it right at the moment. He can threaten to trade with the Cordramon with the Commandramon there, since it is 6,000. If he had a Dark Roar, that would be another way that he could threaten lethal, because Dark Roar is only a 3 play cost, and then it's like it deletes a 3 cost or lower, I think, but then it increases for like a +1 for each D-Brigade you have. So I guess at that moment he only had 1 D-Brigade, so wouldn't have killed the Cordramon regardless, but anyways, it's still a nice card. So we're going to swing, he can't block it, going to run into this War Defeat, going to play that for free, going to attack with the Agumon, Commandramon will block, and then you're going to swing with the last blocker for game. So guys, that is going to do it for the video. Let me know if you enjoyed down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.